This is Juan Brown, your roving reporter at the corner of South Auburn and Main Street, reminding you that this is NCTV reporting live of the Thursday night market downtown Grass Valley. And at NCTV, we are your community access television station. If you have anything that you want to share with the community, digitally, video, or otherwise, bring it on down to NCTV. We'd love to look at your material and air it for the rest of the community. Channel 11 on Comcast.
Hi, I'm Lou Meyer. I have the show Reality Check on NCTV. We're here at beautiful downtown Grass Valley for the Farmers Market on Thursday, July 14th, and we're here to interview Keith Royal from the Nevada County Sheriff's Department. Thank you, sir.
It's a pleasure to be
Thank
here.
you for being here, Sheriff. And, you know, we talked before the show about a variety of things, but the most interesting one was how technology is changing in the Sheriff's Department.
You know, when I started in law enforcement, you had a patrol car, you had a radio where you could talk to the dispatcher and to each other. Since that time, so many things have changed. For example, now we have computers in the cars. Officers can in real time access a variety of information that is available to our dispatch center, whether the guy's got a warrant, whether his driver's license is valid, whether a current registration on the vehicle is valid. So there's so many things now available because of the computers. We also now have cameras in the cars. So if we stop a drunk driver and we detain him and we do sobriety tests on him, that footage can be used as evidence in court to show that he is intoxicated. And at the same time, what happens, that technology saves us money, because 9 times out of 10, a defense attorney sees that video, he's more than willing to have his client plead guilty to an offense, saving cost and time in the courts. So there's a number of benefits. The officers now have tasers. You know, you used to watch Star Trek and they had the phasers and they shoot somebody, stun them. Now we have this new technology that it's not a lethal use of force, but under the right circumstances, it saves injuries for the officers having to fight with the individual who might want to resist, and also save the individual from being injured. Those are the type of technologies we've instituted that are allowing our officers to do a better job, save taxpayer dollars.
It's more safety for the officer as well.
You bet.
And being able to have that instant communication with dispatchers or whatever, that's got to improve the process.
Having the computers in the car also allows the officer to write the reports in the cars. It keeps them in the field, so they're more readily available to the community in the event some event or a 911 call comes in. But, using technology, we're all on the internet now. And we have a web page, and if you go to our web page on mynevada.com, mynevadacounty.com, and you go to the Sheriff's Portal, you'll notice that we have online services. You can file a crime report yourself if there's like an insurance report, if no criminal is seen, there's no physical evidence, but you want that information made public, released to us, for in the event maybe we recover something. Also, though, there's a variety of resources available. You can find out who's in jail on any given day. You can find out what kind of activities occurring in your community. You can also find out who's got warrants. And we have many people call us and say, I was checking the warrant page and I see my next door neighbor has a warrant. And you don't know, maybe he's living there. We can then go by and pay a visit and arrest him, clear that warrant. Other resources available. We have crime mapping, where you can go online and last night you heard sirens in the area, or you saw a patrol car go by. You can actually go online and see what was that call in my neighborhood, because it's like a pin map. And it shows all the different activities around your residence, your neighborhood, whether it be 911 calls, it be a medical emergency, some other type of criminal activity, so you get a better idea what's occurring. And in doing so, you become a friend of ours, an asset of ours, because maybe you saw something, heard something that maybe would help us solve a crime. So, great beneficial tool. We're just encouraging the community to use it.
They should. And, I know that the Sheriff's Department covers a heck of a lot of territory here. And it's amazing how far you have to stretch your crew to maintain the peace in our community. Is the technology helping you guys?
you know how it really helps us? It helps them be able to solve crimes, answer questions that may exist. For example, you used to stop a car, you'd have to run the registration, you'd have to run the driver's license, see if it's valid, see if the car's registration is current, see if it's stolen. An officer now, while he's following a vehicle, he can actually access that information, and I've done it myself. You stop a car, many times you know, is the driver's license valid? Is the registration current? Does he have warrants? You can do that before you ever approach the driver. So it's a great tool in helping us do a better job in serving the community.
This is wonderful stuff. Yeah, you've seen technology change so rapidly over the past few years. I remember when the first internet, 1994 or so, we were still just barely getting into email and the browser and everything. Now, everything seems to be online.
Everybody has access. And our agencies actually have ability to share data between our data systems. So again, information is powerful because it helps us do a better job in serving the community, helps us solve crime.
This is kind of off that topic, but how are you guys being affected by the budget crunch?
We were very concerned over the last 2 years. We've had to hold vacancies, so we've taken officers off the street, but I have to tell you, we have some of the most dedicated staff, and I'm very proud of them. Every day they come to work, they're energetic, and they're out there working with the community, doing stuff that other agencies aren't doing. Other agencies have stopped responding to certain calls. You call, we haul is the old adage. We still go. Even the minor calls, we're still responding. So I think even in light of the budget, we're doing a good job. The governor's final budget has restored some of our grant money, some of our program money.
Oh, wonderful.
Helping us keep officers and put actually a few more deputies on the street. So it's a good thing.
I see a lot of, there's a lot of Sheriff's Department presence on the road during the, I don't get out very much in the evening, but during the day I certainly see a lot of presence. And you guys helping people on the road, taking time out to visit with folks, keeping people aware of what's going on in their community. It's really a wonderful group you have there.
Well, I got to tell you, in Nevada County, we live in a community that has a very low crime rate. You see the paper, you see crime in the paper, but the reality is, if it bleeds, it leads. They want those stories, but when you look at the sheer numbers compared to other counties, other jurisdictions, we have a very low crime rate. And again, I say that's because of the quality of law enforcement, but also the quality of our community.
Certainly, and everybody wants to be aware, of all the folks I know are very conscious of what's going on here, whether it's Grass Valley, Nevada City, wherever you live, if you live out in San Juan Ridge, anywhere, they're aware of what's happening in our community. They're aware of what you guys are doing. They're aware of what's going on with our governing forces, everybody. They're paying attention. And they care, and people want a peaceful community. That's why we all moved up here. Thanks a lot for coming on. I really appreciate this. It's a wonderful discussion with you, and maybe you'd like to come on TV sometime. We'll talk about some of the other things with the sheriff. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching NCTV. Sheriff Keith Royal, and we'll see you again next time.
This is Juan Brown, your roving reporter with NCTV on 104 West Main Street. And if you've ever dabbled in music, professionally or otherwise, here in Nevada County, you know where I'm at. Speaking with Mary Ellen Sorcy and Foggy Mountain Music. How you doing?
Great, Juan. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks. We finally caught you at a time we could get a word in edgewise here. It's been really busy here at Foggy Mountain Music.
Yeah, we've been staying steady here. We do a lot of repairs and lessons. Of course, we have a lot of sales. I think there's over 100 acoustic guitars in here. And I don't know, I can count maybe 50, 60 electric solid bodies, Fender, Martin guitars.
You guys have more stringed instruments per square foot, I think, in this building than I've seen in any music store around. And I've even seen, like, Rudy's Music in downtown New York City, and it's not as crowded as this. How do you get all this jammed in here?
Very carefully. Well, we've been here 37 years, so there's kind of a science to it. We do have a basement, and our lesson studios are all upstairs.
So you still are able to do lessons on all these instruments right here in the store?
Yes, we are. We have about 5 teachers, everything from fiddle to drums, guitar, electric acoustic, mandolin, keyboards. We have a fabulous new keyboard teacher. And we're keeping ourselves going with different seasons. We have band instrument rentals we do in the fall, which is coming up. And so when the fall season kind of ends, then Christmas comes along, and then we change and we go into spring, and we do a lot of pro audio stuff in spring for all the local bars. I was just down the street at the Gold Rush helping him with his little sound equipment he's doing for karaoke and live performance sound. So
You guys rent equipment out also, so you don't have to buy the whole shebang if you got an event coming up?
yes, we do weddings, a big wedding. We just got through the wedding season now. So it's a seasonal business, believe it or not, here. And it's kind of fun, too, because it's not boring that way. You know, we're not just selling guitars, but we're repairing guitars and renting everything, and just really a community store for the community. So different musicians can come in for different reasons and get.
Every single musician that's ever been a musician here in town knows you in this store, right? And you know them.
I do. I know most of them by name. I'm pretty good with the names still.
And then when musicians come from out of town and then they have the emergency thing, they come in here as well, too, huh?
Yeah, we do. We rent double basses. I think the gentleman from the band that was Smothers Brothers, Tommy Smothers, rented our double bass.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we get every musician that plays at the Center or the Foundry or somewhere pops in here the day before and gets goodies, you know, and they just go, wow, what a cool store.
Yeah, because you have more than just the instruments that are for sale here. You've also got quite a collection of neat and classic old guitars that are not for sale. They're so special to you. Is that what they are?
Yes, they're very special, and they're not for sale. And everybody comes in there and goes, how much is that Gibson Trini Lopez? I go, oh, I'm sorry, that's in my collection. And they all mean something to me because there's a story behind each one of them from someone I knew that either passed away or someone had to sell them. And I've said, well, I'm going to keep it and I'll hang it up there in my collection, and that's what I've done.
37 years, it's been kind of a family thing. The music business has run in the family. I remember your mom used to play fiddle and was very popular around town. And your dad was in a band, he was a traveling musician?
He was a traveling musician. For many years, he traveled Lake Noble, jazz, swing band. He played a lot of Latin Cuban in the 20s and the 30s in San Francisco. And he's passed on now as my mom is, but in memory we have a lot of their music. I've got a lot of pictures here of Marilyn. I'm sure everybody out there remembers Marilyn. Was a fabulous fiddler, violinist, and my dad was a woodwind player.
And because of his travel and nature, you decided to stay out of that part of the business and anchor down in Grass Valley, huh?
Yeah, I decided that I would rather just sell the materials to musicians than be an entertainer and have to travel and have that lifestyle, which is a difficult lifestyle.
That's hard on the families. Well, what a lot of fun. I mean, this is a lot of generations now have been coming through the store. You got kids and kids coming through here.
Yeah, we do. We have, I don't know, at least 3 generations of kids. People came in with their grandkids, and now they're bringing their kids, and we're getting even 3- and 5-year-old children coming and playing instruments. A lot of violin in the really young students, some guitar, and some drumming. Drumming is great because you kind of teach them how to count.
Oh,
you know.
Good. Yeah, without learning.
They don't realize that they're learning alphabet and numeric numbers.
All that counting stuff.
Yeah, it's so good.
Well, thanks so much for your time, Mary Ellen. And this is Foggy Mountain Music. It's one of the cornerstone businesses in downtown Grass Valley. Been here 37 years, 104 West Main Street. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Back to you guys at the corner of right across the street from me here, South Auburn and Main.
Soundcheck Music Center, the rock and roll connection. We have guitars, amps, drum equipment, sound accessories, lessons, and repairs.
like a zest ball. Wouldn't you say so? Was there a place better for my face in the bay? No, hearing beats from the streets to the club they go. Moving on the dance floor while singing the songs they know. Clean like a zest ball. Wouldn't you say so? Was there a place better for my face in the bay? No, hearing beats from the streets to the club they go. Moving on the dance floor while singing the songs.
Hey, welcome back. My name's Lou Meyer. I'm the host of Reality Check on NCTV. We're here at the beautiful Farmers Market in downtown Grass Valley. Gorgeous evening. And we're here visiting with Captain Rex Marks from the Grass Valley Police Department. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me.
This is wonderful. Talk a little bit about what's going on with the police department here in Grass Valley.
Well, like everyone else, we continue to do the core services of providing patrol services here in the city, responding to those emergency calls and trying to reduce both the fear and presence of crime in the community. Of course, equally so, we've been here with the economic challenges that many communities are facing, and even so, we're able to still maintain a level of service and professionalism here in the organization and in the community that we're very proud of.
It's a great place to live up here, and you guys are doing a wonderful job. We talked a little bit before the show about community outreach and your volunteer program. Could you speak a little bit about those?
Sure. The volunteer program is essentially a volunteer unit primarily of individuals 18 years of age up to 75 who actually come out and volunteer their time to provide services in the community. It could be neighborhood checks, vacation checks of properties while you're gone.
That's a handy thing right there.
Exactly. It could be doing subpoena services. It could be helping us in any number of ways, abandoned vehicles, and other issues that may affect the quality of life in the community. So we are very proud of our unit, which is currently with 13 members and growing strong, but we can always use more. And as we continue to combat the economic challenges that we're faced with, we also have to face the realities that we have to partner more with our community members.
Certainly.
By getting more volunteers involved, we hope to achieve that.
Yeah, I saw in the paper the other day that Gerard Tassoni, the former mayor, is a volunteer with you guys.
Correct. Yeah, he started as a volunteer with us, and he's now moved to the rank of a reserve officer. And so he's on patrol now with us as a what we call a level 3 reserve officer.
That's great. What about the community services that you guys have?
Well, there's a number of different things we provide in the community for services, and much of that is part of our philosophy, basically, of problem-oriented policing. Some refer to it as community policing. Basically, what we try to do is we try to get to the root cause of problems in our community, and it may be affecting a specific neighborhood, but maybe not citywide. To prevent that from spreading further, we try to engage with the community at the level that they need us, which is organizational and support side for the development of neighborhood watch programs, for example, or extra patrols, or what we call a directed patrol of a particular area that's experienced more criminal activity than other areas. So we try to do this. We do this through a combination of things, through a crime analysis process, but also through engaging our volunteers, engaging with the community, the officers, going out and getting to know the members in their selected beats. We have the city divided into 3 beats, and officers are assigned on all shifts to address issues in that beat, so that the community knows they can call upon those officers for their specific concern.
That's one of the things I really love about this community is the interactive involvement and what all. And in fact, hasn't crime gone down a bit in the past couple of years here?
It has. We've been very. See an economic decline, you see an increase in crime. Usually follows hand in hand. And we're very fortunate. We have not seen the heightened issues of crime, specifically violent crime. But there's always the caution that we argue out there with the public is that because we enjoy a lower level of crime than other communities, does not mean it cannot happen. And so we need to be ever vigilant of situations that could invoke or present opportunity for criminal activity. So some of those examples could be as simple as remembering to lock your vehicle, secure your belongings in the vehicle out of view so that it's not a temptation to a would-be criminal. Other things we encourage, of course, is securing of your home. As we know, as we know, when we get into warmer weather, we tend to leave our doors open, sliders open, garage doors open, and that also can be an invitation. So we need to be cautious that even though we do have that safety zone and we feel comfortable in our neighborhoods, we also have to be cautious and protective of our belongings as well.
It's certainly true. Well, I was speaking with Sheriff Chief Royal a little earlier about technology in the Sheriff's Department.
That's what we see currently. Again, we are very fortunate not to have the violent crime. But again, overall, in 2010 anyway, we did see an overall decrease of well over 4% in overall crime, 3% specifically in violent crime, and almost 10% in nonviolent crime.
That's extremely comforting, isn't it?
It is. And we've been able to maintain that decline in criminal activity over the last 6 years.
Thank you. Can I ask you, what kind of training do the officers get in order to become a police officer here in Grass Valley?
Well, again, all the officers have to obtain a basic post certification. The California Peace Officers Association has a requirement for post certification of all police officers. So they have to obtain certification of a basic level, which includes an extensive, typically 6-month academy, the equivalence of 40 hours a week of training to become a police officer. Once that occurs, then the real training work becomes that of the department that they join. And once they get on board, then they learn all the intricacies of the community, the department, and the protocol and procedures that we have in place to respond to calls for service.
Do officers get moved around to different areas so that they get familiar with the different kinds of things that happen in our community?
Sure. We're fortunate that our community, first of all, is only about 5 square miles. So when we lay that out, we lay it out in what we call patrol beats of 3. There's 3 different sectors of the city. And officers are rotated in those areas so they become intimately familiar on a 6-month basis with specific problems and issues that are happening in those neighborhoods. And then they work together on all the shifts to make sure that they are addressing those problems at the root level and trying to actually prevent them from further occurring versus just suppressing a crime.
So it's prevention rather than
absolutely.
Mitigation.
And of course, there's always the intervention side, and we continue to do that. We support many of the programs here, and they're available in our community for recovery and intervention of drug and alcohol abuse and similar types of incidents. So we support those opportunities for folks. We try to provide them those service opportunities as well when we engage with them.
This is great. We really appreciate having you guys here, I have
Absolutely.
to say. Is there anything in our wrap-up, is there anything you'd like to say to the community, any information or something they can help you with?
Well, I think, first of all, I think it's important to understand that we're in this together. This is a partnership. The police department is not the sole party that's going to be responsible for resolving the issues in our community. It's going to be a partnership, collaborative effort with the public to get involved. And through our volunteer program or through a neighborhood watch program, anyone can start a program in their community or in their neighborhood, specifically here in Grass Valley, and we'll be happy to assist them in getting that startup to occur. But most importantly, we want to also extend our appreciation to the community for all their support of the police department. We take great pride in being a professional organization, and we'll continue to provide the best service we can possibly do.
Thank you. You certainly do. And also, just to let folks know, if you happen to be watching this and you're coming to the farmers market, we have some volunteer information. If you'd like to become a volunteer with the police department, can they find more of it online as well?
Absolutely. There is information also available at our website, www.gvpd.net.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you,
Captain
sir.
Rex Marks, thank you very much for coming on. Good to see you. Thanks for watching NCTV. We'll talk to you again later.
How you feeling out there, Grass Valley?
Don't give it to me, sexy lady. Sugar, you are can't believe it's true. You're in my arms, that's a dreams come true. Come hug me, kisses, deep massage misses, and then I said like a lion to a king. Look on your face, expressive much delight. I will offer up the gift of my soul. Every fucking moment of never growing old. Give it to me, sexy baby. Give me your love, make me feel irate. I will forever until the end of time. Always be yours, will be mine. Give it to me, sexy baby. Give it to me, sexy baby. Give it to me, sexy baby. Give me your love, make me feel irate. Oh yeah, give me your love, baby. Give it to me now. Oh yeah. Birds performing a dance in the sky. My arms are waiting for you, I smile. Anyway, I'm basking in the beauty of you. You quench my thirst and stop like glue. Oceans galore, running wild and free. You love, pouring out on me. I will make it up to you tonight. From the infinite to the morning light. Give it to me, sexy baby. Give me your love, make me feel irate. I will forever until the end of time. Always be yours, will be mine. Give it to me, sexy baby. Give it to me, sexy baby. Give it to me, sexy baby. Give me your love, make me feel irate.
This is Juan Brown, your roving reporter with NCTV, here at Serendipity at 206 West Main Street, speaking with the owners, Laurel and Dave. How you guys doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Great, thanks. So tell us about Serendipity. It seems like if you've got kids and they get to that age where they want their ears pierced, these kids seem to already know where to take mom and dad to get their ears pierced. Is that one of the big things you guys do here?
That's a really big thing we do here. We do a lot of those. We've done grandmas, moms, children. We do the whole family, you know.
Once they come in, do they get a package deal?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we can definitely make them a good package deal. Sure.
Makes it a real fun family event. Now, how long have you guys been here at Serendipity?
We've been here for about 18 years. We took over the store about 3.5 years ago.
18 years the store has been here, huh?
Been here, same spot, 18 years.
And I understand you two met here. You bought the store initially, and then tell us what happened. How did you guys meet?
She came in one day looking for some angel cards, and pretty much been together ever since. Yeah.
It was rather serendipitous how we met.
Just like the name of the store. That's great. Wow. So what kind of stuff do you have here in the store available to buy?
We have jewelry, mainly stone and silver jewelry, and pendants of different signs, and rings. We have a lot of gifts and clothing, mainly for women, and scarves.
I see you got a bunch of interesting bumper stickers here, too. All the bumper stickers I see around Nevada County, do they come from the store here?
Probably a large percentage of them do, yeah. We're one of the few places in the county that has bumper stickers, so that works out well.
Excellent. And do you have a lot of kind of natural sort of products as well?
We do have some clothing with organic cotton, imported clothing, and wallets made out of hemp, which is a great material. Lasts a very long time, very sturdy. And
excellent. Okay, and then what about Thursday night market? Do you guys do anything special for that?
We do. We have a booth out front and offer some good deals out front, and encourage people to come into the store, but we're encouraged. We have got a nice band right outside the door here, so that's a big draw.
That's right. You're located just below the Holbrook, and the Holbrook is setting up a stage now. So you're getting the folks coming right up to see the band, huh?
Yeah, getting a lot of nice people, some good dancing up here, and it's nice for us too. We get to enjoy the music. We love it.
Great. And it gets pretty hectic, pretty busy during Thursday night market as well, I suppose. Keeping track of everything.
That's true, yes.
You guys got to bring on extra staff for Thursday night market.
Where have you been?
Who's this?
Well, where have you been?
Splinters in there.
Splinters, we missed. You're the most important part of the show.
People come in the store
Just to see Splinters.
Yeah.
Splinters, how did you get a name like Splinters?
We'll do
Sharing some time with us, and we'll see you guys at Thursday night market. And it's also happy birthday, isn't it?
Thank you.
It is right.
All right. Well, a happy birthday. Back live to you guys at the corner of South Auburn and Main.
Hi, and welcome again. We're back at Farmers Market here in Grass Valley. Beautiful evening on Thursday, July 14th. We're speaking with Nate Beeson. He's a district supervisor for District 1 here in Nevada County. Thank you so much for coming on, sir.
Well, thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate having you here. Now, I've talked with Sheriff Keith Royal and Captain Marsh from the Grass Valley Police Department. We kind of touched on a lot of what's going on in the community. What I want to ask you is, because I know you're not a career politician, how has politics changed your life, if any?
Well, it's I don't know. You try to be who you are, and I'm busy. I have to be more alert to a lot of differing point of views than before when I was just a guy. But having been in the Navy and having had command of ships and being in visible positions, I've had experience in being publicly noticed and watched.
You've been in leadership roles for a long time. But do you find, is it frustrating to be in politics now?
Truthfully, it can be, because, like, when you're the commanding officer of a ship, you make the decision. When you're on a board of directors or a board of supervisors or a city council, you have to get 2 other votes to get a decision, at least. You have to have a majority. And I'm not sure frustrating is the right word. It's just you have to be more patient.
I can see that. I was looking at the My Nevada County website before the show today, and I see that you are helping to influence. You'll write letters to the senator. You'll try and make our voice heard. Our little community heard it statewide.
The thing that you need to keep in mind is that the rural counties in Northern California have less representation altogether than Los Angeles County, because our population is. 6% of the population of California lives on 42% of the landmass.
Wow.
And all the rest is in the city. So we don't have the votes. So we have to be very persuasive, and we have to keep the pressure on and find ways to negotiate and try to make our views known. I'm on the board of directors of an organization called the Regional Council of Rural Counties, which is an advocacy group for rural counties, and there's 32 members, and that helps us. That gives us some push. And of course, a lot of times when we go up against the big urban counties, we don't win. But we try to cooperate.
Cooperating, you try and make our voice heard, and that's a very important thing. What about all these budget crunches and everything? And what about all the like wangling for money?
Well, you talking about the state?
Sure.
There's a lot of wangling going on in the state. They say they have this no tax increase budget, but there's gimmicks in there. And let's talk about this fire fee.
Please.
The CAL FIRE, formerly California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, or Fire Protection and Forestry, has what are called state responsibility areas that they're responsible for fire in. And we have local fire departments, for example, in Nevada County, Consolidated, Oprah Hill, Penn Valley. And our local guys take care of structural fires in all of the SRAs, state responsibility areas. And the governor took $50 million out of CAL FIRE's budget to plus up the general fund. And they're going to get that $50 million back by putting a parcel charge on people on rural lots in the unincorporated area that have a residence. It's anywhere up to $150. And CAL FIRE is not going to perform any more service than they're doing now.
Nothing's going to change.
No, it's just a money shift.
Cost us more
Yeah,
money.
and what it's going to do is going to make it harder for our local fire departments to convince people that, you know, when they need an assessment or they want to raise a fee, to vote for it, because most folks don't make the distinction. They just say, well, hey, I'm paying, you know, X amount now, and how come I've got to pay this? So it's going to get very complicated. The county of Nevada has taken a position against it. The Regional Council of Rural Counties has written a letter to the governor asking for cleanup language to change it, you know, in the budget. How's that going to come out? I don't know. I'm hearing that some organizations are going to file a lawsuit. It's basically...
Isn't it sad that we have to go to litigation
Yes,
for everything
it's awful.
now? It's, you know, and all these budget crunches, I mean, nothing seems to be any good about it.
No, I tell everybody that we're still trying to balance the 07-08 fiscal year budget.
It seems right. And they keep taking funds away from those folks that are actually doing those jobs.
Yeah, no, that can be frustrating.
You know, I talked with Mark Cunaberti, who's a Money Matters guy on KVMR, and he writes a series of columns for the newspaper. And it sounds like they're just printing money like mad, and they're raising the debt ceiling, and this and the other thing. But it still seems to me that we're getting shortchanged here every time you turn around, and the people are getting gouged a little bit more whenever they find a way.
We cannot fix our problems without making some really difficult decisions. And there's so much pressure on elected officials by various interest groups, and you got to have a pretty strong backbone and a strong heart to make some of the decisions that need to be made. Now, let me give you some good news.
Please.
Nevada County, there are 58 counties in California. Nevada County has a balanced budget. We have a reserve. We have had to eliminate some positions to get, you know, in balance, but we've had participation by the electeds and the senior department heads. They've given up pay increases 3 years in a row. All of our union bargaining groups have given concessions to help, all except one, and we're in pretty good shape. If you compare us to 3 years ago, obviously we're struggling a little bit, but if you compare us to the 57 other counties in the state, we're doing pretty well.
It seems like you guys are making some really smart decisions, and at the same time you're being compassionate to the people that are being affected by those decisions.
And I want to tell you something. We've got some department heads. I don't know if you remember this. 5 or 6 years ago, we had a revolving door of department heads at the county.
Yes, I do.
That's stabilized. We've got some really smart, hardworking people who are doing their very best to deliver as many services as they did before. They're working overtime. They're working on weekends. They're just using a lot of creativity and trying to stretch every nickel. And I'm really proud of them. We've got a great staff in Nevada County, and I hope people can appreciate that.
We have a great staff. We have a great community here.
We do.
And that's what this is all about. That's why my family and I moved up here, was because of the strength of the community.
Well, one of the things that's made the hard decisions we've had to make easier is that, you know, every program we have has an advocacy group. But those folks have been very mature and adult-like in understanding how, you know, we have to take a broad view, and we can't favor one program over another. We've got to do it. I mean, obviously, public safety and roads and public health and things like that, you know, those are basic bread and butter county requirements. But we've done a lot of things to maintain the programs at levels that I don't think other counties have. Our library, we've had to reduce hours, but the libraries are open.
That's right.
All of them.
And we still have our own library. It hasn't been outsourced.
Well, and that was a little confusing, but that was just one up. But anyway, it's working. I'm a big library user.
You and me both.
And I've seen you in there. And so we're maintaining services. Are they as good as they were? Probably a little less convenient. But the roads are getting fixed. The sheriff's showing up on time. The snow's getting removed. And we had a real challenge this year, as you know.
No kidding.
And the population of this county was very patient and understanding, and I think once they got accurate information, everybody said, yeah, we know, we've got a serious winter here, and we're catching up now, but we're going to be fine.
Thank you, Mr. Beeson. It certainly has been. Thanks a lot. We're here at Grass Valley Farmers Market. I'm Lou Meyer with NCTV. We've been speaking with Nate Beeson from District 1. And thanks a lot for being here. Thanks for coming on. And thanks for watching NCTV. We'll see you again.
Town Cafe and support your Nevada County Girls Softball All-Stars so we can go to nationals. All the proceeds go to, 100% of the proceeds go to the girls softball.
What's raising money for here?
We're going to the nationals for Western Nationals for.
The Nevada County All-Stars, which team are you guys?
We're
Softball?
yeah, 10U.
10U. Okay. Are you associated with a particular school or?
No.
Okay. And where's the big event at that you're trying to get the money for? Clovis, huh? All right. And how do you get the money? You come buy coffee at Caroline's at Old Time Cafe. Very the tobacco plants are obviously a seasonal plant?
Yeah, the frost will kill them.
The frost will kill them. But will they, at this elevation, will they mature properly?
Yeah, they'll be about this tall. And then you dry the leaves.
And then you could
shred it after you dry it.
And they work at this elevation. What else do you guys bring up from Marysville today?
Everything. Peaches, plums, squash.
Great.
We grow all this.
All from your place in Marysville.
Right.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
That's Danner's Farm.
Danner Farm.
Certified grower, Marysville, California. Thanks.
Thank you.
This is Juan Brown, your roving reporter with NCTV and Meet Your Merchant, downtown Grass Valley. And I've got Greg here. We're at the Security Gold Exchange upstairs, 102 Mill Street. We're right on the corner of Mill and Main, upstairs. Greg, how you doing?
Good to meet you.
Thank you. Now, this is an interesting building. What do you guys do at the Gold Exchange?
We've been buying and selling precious metals for, over 50 years now. We buy scrap jewelry, sterling silverware, bullion, gold and silver bullion, and we pay the best prices for scrap jewelry and any precious metal, basically.
That's a real topical subject right now with the economic situation that we're in. We just reached a new high in gold prices today. Did you see what that price was today?
It's right around pretty close to $1,600 an ounce.
$1,600 an ounce. Wow. I remember the last the last gold rush that I can remember was about 1980. And I came in to see you guys. At that time, I was doing some placer mining and would bring in fines from the river. And at that time, I remember it was over by the Holbrook. Was that you guys?
That was us. Yep, that was us. We were over in the old Wells Fargo Bank, located in the Holbrook building.
And folks still do that today? They bring their placer mining fines into here?
Definitely. Yep.
And you guys have the capability of assaying that right there on the spot and giving them money for it?
Yes, we do. We take it, buy it, and pay them cash right on the spot.
That's like one of the oldest businesses in Grass Valley, the original assay office right here in downtown Grass Valley. And you've been here since, say again, what year?
1956.
1956, wow. So what are some of the hot sellers nowadays in the recession? Well, first off, business has got to be booming with the price of gold right now. And in which way? Are people buying, selling, or both?
That's the tricky thing. We get both, people with the economy coming in to sell us, to get cash for gas, groceries, or whatever. Then on the other hand, we have the investors that want to invest in gold, silver, and platinum bullion, and so we get both, buyers and sellers.
Excellent. And when people bring in their jewelry and that sort of thing, are they just selling it to you for the weight and the value of the gold? And is there any consideration for the piece itself?
Not too much. We pretty much buy everything at scrap value. We melt it all down, so it's all based on weight and purity.
So it does get melted down. It's not like you have a jewelry display store of used jewelry. You just melt it down, get the price of the gold out of that.
Exactly. Yep.
Outstanding.
And we do pay the best price in the area. We guarantee it.
For your used jewelry or anything you have like that? Anything gold?
Exactly. That's right. Yep.
And then once it's melted down, who do you sell it to? Is there wholesalers out there or jewelers?
Refiner that we've been dealing with for 20 plus years, same guy. So that enables us to pay better prices because we've been dealing with the same outfit for so long. So this would be your Gold Buffalo.
Gold Buffalo. So is this one of the more popular units you're selling right now?
They're very popular.
And what's the value on that?
They're going for about 5.5% over spot. So spot at 15.85. It's be about $80 over spot. About $16.65 right now.
$16.65 per
coin.
Per coin. That's a $1,600 coin I got in my hand?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Wow.
1 ounce of pure gold. Yeah, it's a great investment. It's definitely what people are after as far as security for investment. Yeah, definitely.
Interesting.
It is.
Now, what are we looking at here?
This would be your 10-ounce bar of pure 999 silver.
And again, what's the? How do you determine the price on this?
This is based on spot as well. So, say right now, spot's at, I'd have to check my computer, around 38.07.
And then what's the percentage on that?
We're going about 5.5% over. So 38.07. $2.09 over spot. Be about $40.16 per ounce times 10. So you're looking at about
$400 bar, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's a real interesting business, fascinating business up here on top of 102 Mill Street at the corner of Mill and Main. Greg here at Security Gold Exchange. Greg, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, back to you guys.
Don't leave me alone.
Thank you.